Hey guys, you ready for some good hot cinnamon rolls? Stay tuned, we're going to make them. With Trash Panda Keto Kitchen, the channel where we do real people doing real keto, and at the end we do a little bit of a real talk. So make sure you stick around to the end. And hey, if this is your first time here, make sure you smash that subscribe button. We'd love to see you here. Make sure you hit the notification bell to get notified on every time we upload some new videos. So for today, we are going to be going off a recipe from lowcarbyum.com. We're going to go ahead and include her link down here and below. Make sure you go to her website to get all the ingredients and get the exact recipe that we're going to be using today. It's a fantastic website. She lists out all the nutritional data for this recipe. But let's go ahead and get started. This should be super simple, super fun, and I'm going to tell you, it's going to be super delicious. Let's get started. All right, so for today's recipe, we're going to go ahead and preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we'll be using a 9 by 13 inch baking pan. We'll go ahead and pre-grease that and get that thing ready. But for now, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and take our coconut flour. We're going to take our low carb sweetener, which this time, again, we are using the allulose. And we'll be taking our baking powder, putting it all into a bowl. And then we're going to go ahead and mix that around and get this ready to go. And then once that's done, we are going to go ahead and set this to the side. And we'll be using that here shortly again. All right, next, we are going to go ahead and take our mozzarella cheese and cream cheese and put this in the microwave, and we're going to put it on high power for about a minute. Now, we've done this before, and you know that when we make this mozzarella cheese with the cream cheese, we want to make sure we get this super melted, super creamy, so let's go ahead and get that started. We'll be right back. We've melted our mozzarella cheese and our cream cheese in a bowl. We've got this nice and creamy. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and add our butter. We're going to add in our eggs. And then we're going to add in our coconut flour mixture. Now we're going to want to mix this around and continue mixing until our dough is formed. Now once our dough is formed, it may be a bit sticky and wet. If it's dry, she says to try adding another egg or more butter. But let's go ahead and get this mixed up, and once we get this mixed up, we'll be right back. All right, so we're back. We've got our dough mixed up, and it does look like dough. This is the first time I've made this dough. It's not as sticky as I thought it was going to be, but overall it looks good. So the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and take this, and now that we've got this rolled out, we're going to roll into a rectangle about 9 by 12 inches. And so what I've done, and one of the things that kind of helps me out, and I've ran across these recipes before, what I like to do is go ahead and kind of pat this down a little bit, but more importantly, I've already measured out what 9 by 12 is going to look like. And so down here, you can see that I've already got it kind of marked out. And what I know from this is that I can go ahead and just fill in this spot with the mixture or with the batter. And I know that I'm going to be getting to what I need to be. So we'll just put that like that. Let's go ahead and get this thing rolled up. As soon as we get it rolled up, we will be back. Okay, so now that we got our dough rolled out, what we're going to go ahead and do is we have got a mixture of butter and our brown sweetener. Now the brown sweetener we're using is the Swerve. This is a great simulation for brown sugar. It's their version of it, and I tell you, just kind of taste on it a little bit. It absolutely tastes fantastic. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and put the butter down and get this stuff all mixed in. And then once our butter is set down, we're going to go ahead and take our cinnamon sprinkle and go ahead and start putting it on top. This absolutely smells fantastic. Don't be alarmed. I've seen this made before. One of the other websites that has made this has said that it's quite a bit of cinnamon in the sugar, but I'm telling you, this smells just absolutely fantastic. All right, now that we've got this, we're going to go ahead and roll this into a log, starting at our shorter end, and then we're going to go ahead and cut it into 1-inch thick rounds. So I've not attempted to do this yet, so we're going to see how this works. It looks like it should be fairly easy to do, but let's take a look at it. so our log is complete. Now we're going to want to cut this into 1-inch pieces, and then we'll go ahead and put it into our pre-buttered pan. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it's going to end up looking like. We're going to go ahead and get this in the oven. We're going to put it on 400 degrees, and we're going to bake it for about 14 to 16 minutes or until lightly browned. And then we're going to allow them to cool slightly on a wire rack. While we're doing that, as soon as we get towards the end, we'll go ahead and start making our icing. Stick around. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final product. Now, we've just got them out of the oven, and we're going to go ahead and let these cool for a little bit. But while we let these cool, we're going to go ahead and start making our icing. Okay, we're back. So now we've got this melted down just a little bit more from room temperature. And then we are going to go ahead and add our swerve powder into our mixture. And then go ahead and cream this up. Now once we get this done a little bit, we're going to go ahead and put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And ladies and gentlemen, that should be it. Now if this does come out a little thick, she does say you can put a little bit of almond milk in there, and that would actually thin it up a little bit. But I'll tell you right now, this looks to be exactly what we want it to be. And so we're going to let our cinnamon rolls cool down just a little bit, and then we're going to put it on top of our cinnamon rolls, and I cannot wait to taste these. We'll be right back. All right, now that these have had a chance to cool down a little bit, we're going to go ahead and put our icing on, a little bit on each one. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my dog is lapping up her water over on the side. You guys have met Lucy in the previous videos. I keep telling you I'm going to show you my cat, except he's too lazy right now. He's laying around somewhere. Not quite sure where he's at. Probably somewhere where there's food. Although he's an indoor cat, so I tell you, this smells absolutely incredible. So we are going to let these set, and then we are going to, oh my God, this smells good. And we are going to take a look at them, and then we will be right back with a little bit of real talk. Boy, that looks good. Be right back. All right, so welcome back to the Real People, Real Keto, doing real talk portion of the video. So today we made cinnamon rolls, and I'll tell you, so low carb yum has a nutritional value on these. Now we're going to compare these to or she compares them to a Cinnabon Classic Roll, which is 880 calories, 125 grams of net carbs, and 58 grams of sugar. Now as we go down to the nutritional information that she has posted, we have for our rolls, one roll is 209 calories, 4 carbs, 1 fiber, which means only 3 carbs per roll, with only 1 gram of sugar. That is absolutely fantastic, guys. And this is what we're talking about when we start talking about the keto diet and some of the different things that we can do. We don't need to accept that we have to go out and hit something with a Cinnabon to where we're eating 150 plus carbs of a serving of something. We were at a restaurant last night. We were looking at some of the more common items that we were looking for because we were talking about our cheat meal coming up, and we were talking about hamburgers, and those were 150, 160 carbs total as we move forward, and we know that we can make those here for a whole lot less carbs. So don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to take a look and find that sweet or find that dinner item that you can find that is a whole lot less in carbs. Now on this recipe in itself, we can go ahead, we could have put some pecans on it. We could have done a little bit of maple syrup, sugar-free on top, and it would have been just as fantastic. So don't be afraid to mix up these recipes and do different things. Hey, if this is your first time here, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and then click the notification bell so you get notifications when we put these videos online. We love to have you a part of this journey. We're beginners for the most part on keto, and we've learned a few different things, and we're just hoping to share them here. And so if you like these videos, man, please hit that subscribe button. Would absolutely love to have you as part of this journey. We'll see you next time. Take care.